rundown of like lyrical rappers and like the top verses and some shit like that too. Not just like regular verses, but mostly just guest verses. Yeah, but I don't want to say too much because you don't know who's watching. I mean, I say too much. Cause watch somebody come up next week, top Jay-Z verses or some shit.
I tell you not to say shit, yo. Write that shit down and send it to me.
I know. See, I don't like I said. Niggas can't do shit like us. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
They great value. We the regular brand. They can't do shit like us. That's all I'm saying. That's why I'm not really worried. Like how motherfuckers do this shit because they can't do it like how I do it. And if they do it, it's gonna come off forced. I take my time with my shit. You know, that's why some videos I might say an idea 2 months later. I might do that shit because I want to actually make that shit right.
Facts.
Like lately, I just been taking my time on certain shit, not just rushing shit out. Cause me and Mike, we working on some ideas right now. Yeah, I know I still want to do the Golden Girls retrospective, but whenever you're free for that, whenever you're free.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Mike about that tonight. I gotta talk to him anyway. But yes, that's why lately I just been working on shit, trying to formulate some shit.
Alright.
What up, Q? What up, Sam? Yo, Q. I've been seeing the messages you've been sending me about like the. I gotta catch up on a lot of messages this week. Just letting y'all know, I'm not trying to ignore y'all and shit like that. I'm just going through some life shit. What else is going on? I've been watching shows like that show Ride or Die with Octavia Spencer, Hannah Wyndham, that girl from Ted Lasso, her sexy thick ass. I was like, I'd never seen a white girl body like that. Oh my god. And she came from that show Ted Lasso. I was like, hold up, I gotta watch Ted Lasso.
Not familiar.
Yeah, it's like some British kind of show. I don't really know it. Like I said, I just saw that her fine. I was like, hold up, who was that actress? Like, forget. I mean, I like Octavia Spencer. She alright, but fuck her right now. Let me stop. What else is going on? So apparently Megan Thee Stallion did a recent interview. No, actually, no. Let me get to this Lionel Richie shit because niggas are flaming Lionel Richie on social media.
What's that about?
So Lionel Richie was apparently talking real saucy about Chris Brown and Usher. He was talking about how, see, they try to do like what we did back in the day, but the difference is we never been to jail and some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
I'm just like, damn. Well, who pissed off Lionel?
Lionel. Hey man, the people gonna feel how they feel about Chris Brown. You know.
I'm like, who the fuck? Damn, I was like, Lionel talking real saucy and shit. I was like, hold on. But you know what? You know, I like Lionel Richie, but he wasn't saying a lot of this shit when his daughter was going through all them arrests, like overdoses, fucking up partying with Paris Hilton. Cause I remember back in the days when Nicole Richie was getting arrested for like everything at that time. Where was all that shit then and shit? Last time I heard, Usher's kids never went to jail.
Yeah, but she been quiet for years though. She stopped hanging out with Paris Hilton.
I know, but at the same time, it's like, don't throw the stones at glass houses when your house is not secure. You know what I'm saying? Or however white people say that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, no disrespect to Lionel. And didn't you cheat on your sexy wife and she whooped your ass and the mistress's ass in the hotel? Stop it.
I was saying that was Al Green.
You said what?
Thought that was Al Green.
No, Al Green had the grits. Oh, you never heard this story? You never heard this story before, have you?
I heard something about Lionel, but I didn't. You know, you hear shit and then.
So long story short, the reason why Nicole Richie was conceived was he was cheating on her with the Denise. I forgot the wife's name, but he cheated on the beautiful Brenda. I think the first wife was named Brenda. Very beautiful woman and everything like that. So apparently, he was in a hotel or motel, and he got word that he was cheating. So she came up there, whooped the mistress's ass, whooped Lionel Richie's ass and shit.
Wow.
That was a brick house.
So that's how Nicole was conceived
That's how
through
the
guilt.
why like because I heard about this in the Boondocks and I thought,
Mm-hmm.
okay, they must be bullshit. So I looked it up and it was actually true.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was cheating on her for years and shit.
Wow.
Princess, what? How you doing? Shout out to Yuko right there.
That's
But I'm
good.
just saying, like Nicole Richie, you've been through all that shit. But like I said, Lionel, stop it, stop it. Cause we have tea on Nicole Richie. I remember back in the day, she was a wildcat. Her and Paris Hilton had that wild reality show,
Yeah, that's true.
the
Yep.
Simple Life, the
Mm-hmm.
Simple Life or some shit.
That's before they had the kids, though.
Man, kids, Smiths. You know, I'm just saying. You know what I'm just. Ugh.
Paris Hilton, Paris
I'm
Hilton
just
is totally different now than she was 20 years ago.
that is because she minded her business and shit.
Right.
I never even thought she was that cute. She was just white to me.
Right.
I'm gonna start about 5 more minutes. Yeah. So Joe and Donnell Jones, the versus is next week.
Mm-hmm.
That's the versus that we should have been had. Like fuck this B2K Pretty Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that shit. Like fuck that whole Tyrese and Tank.
Yep.
Yeah. Cause I like Donnell Jones, but let's be real. Donnell really has like two classics. Joe, Joe is gonna go crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like don't make Joe do I Wanna Know or hell, even the featuring verse on Still Not a Player.
Right.
Which
He has to do
that was
that.
shit.
He has to do
He
that.
got to do that. He got to do that and
It's
shit. He
so
got
hard.
to.
It's so hard joint.
And hell, the Stutter remix. Well, I don't know if he's gonna do the remix now because you know Mystical's in jail or you know what and everything. So I don't know if he's gonna do the Stutter remix still, but but all I'm just saying is Donnell Jones. I mean, we'll see. We'll see because Donnell
He
he
don't
got some
even,
heat
bro.
too.
He don't even. Yo, you know what would be dope if he just do the stutter remix and bring out the far side instead. Bring
Ooh,
them out and
that would
sing
be
it over
ill.
the passing me by beat.
He keeps on passing me by. Yes, yes. They ain't ready. They not ready for that one right there. I but yeah, I even fuck with the game and YG one, but it was like a bloodbath and shit.
Crazy. The game was just he was overdoing it on that.
I ain't never seen hella bloods like that. I ain't never seen hella bloods. Alright. Shout out to Cavase too. You know, just sent me some stuff. Shout out to. I'm ready to start this shit. Fuck it. What's up, you two? How y'all doing? It's your boy Reg in the building.
Let's go.
Alright. And alright, and the EP we're gonna talk about today is MC Serch's and Apathy's Millions of Zeros EP that just came out like a couple weeks ago and whatnot too, you know what I'm saying? This is actually his first release in since 1992's first album, the Return album and shit like that, Return of the Search, some shit like that.
And then the product.
So Return of the Product, thank you. So yeah, this is his first project over 3 decades and stuff like that too. Um, you guys should know who MC Serch is. We've done. He's part of the member. He's part of the group on Third Base. Opposite Pete Nice and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? You know that we talked about their first two albums, well, their only two albums, excuse me. Which are the Cactus album that came out in 1989, which is to me a very dope album. And then they also came out with the Derelicts of Dialect album from 1991, which I personally feel like that's their best album
Yeah.
and whatnot. I mean, I go back and forth. Cactus album was dope, but Derelicts they had a more darker kind of sound, more boom bap and everything like that too.
Yep.
And also around that time, you know, Serch also helped put a lot of people on. Well, not put like a lot of people on, but just put them in a more broader audience and stuff like that too. Prime example, OC and everything like that too. He was down with Search for a bit and everything, and he got them introduced to organized confusion. A lot of people think OC was just primarily DITC. No, he was really down with organized confusion in the earlier parts of his career and everything like that too. Like that whole Word Life album, it has a good mixture of that organized confusion sound and that DITC sound. But then once Jewels came out, that was like primarily more of like a DITC album in terms of sound and everything, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you guys should also know like KMD, they were on the Cactus album, which you guys know KMD was the late great MF Doom and stuff like that, his group and everything like that too. Which at the time, before he was known as MF Doom, he was known as Zev Love X
Yeah.
and everything like that too. Rest in peace, Zev Love X. Rest in peace, Sub Rock and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? Both of them died. It's crazy and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But we also talked about the KMD album, Black Bastards. We did an MF Doom breakdown and shit where we talked about that. But the most important rapper that Serch put on is, of course, Nasty Nas, aka Nasir Jones, aka Nas. You know what I'm saying? First appearance on Wax was on the Main Source album, Breaking Atoms, on that song Live from the Barbecue. You know what I'm saying? Which that might be one of the greatest introductions in hip hop history and everything, and that led him to do the to appear on Serch's solo album Return to the Product, on Back to the Grill with Chub Rock, Red Hot Levatone, and stuff like that. Which Back to the Grill was cool. It was cool, but I'm gonna be real with you. I still got Live from the Barbecue over that one. Like Nas had a good verse, but I feel like controversial opinion. I feel like Chubb's verse on Back to the Grill was probably the best verse. Like this was 91, 92 Chub Rock and everything. He was like, shout out to Chub Rock too. I saw him live a couple months ago and everything. So shout out to him. So speaking of his first album, so he dropped his first album, Return to the Product, after Third Brace broke up. They broke up due to like label issues. They weren't seeing eye to eye. Cause they had also dropped the first song, the Gladiator song from the movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. for the Gladiator soundtrack.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Third Base songs, period. They used the Isaac Hayes "Look of Love" sample and everything. That's been used by a lot of people and shit. But yeah, back to Return of the Product. This album, Return of the Product, is at the moment his only studio album. It was cool. I wasn't really feeling it too much like that. I mean, like him and Pete Nice dropped albums around 92, 93 respectively. Well, it's just they were better together, if that makes sense and everything. You know what I'm saying? Q says Third Base still beefing. Well, they got back together. I mean, I think they're working it out from what I heard and shit too, which is ironic because Tretch is said "Not in My Nature" is no more, which I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at that because him and KG and Vin have not been seen eye to eye. They just do that shit. They just perform just for the money these days. But that's another story for a different day. So yeah, so he was working on that shit, and he pretty much during like the mid '90s really stopped rapping. Even though Third Base did kind of get back together to do Woodstock '99 for a brief period and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Around that time, he was working with Nonfiction, and during the 2000s, he was doing like a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? He did some acting. He was on movies like that Spike Lee movie Bamboozled and shit like that too, which is a very dope movie. Um, then he had his own company, Search Out Music and shit. Had his own radio show and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? Then he did a reality show back in 2007 with he did a couple reality shows. He did one called Ego Trips, the White Rapper Show, and then he did it one with Miss Rap Supreme with Yo Yo and everything. Like that was
Yeah.
back when VH1 was just doing giving anybody a reality show at that time and shit. Cause
Yeah.
it's just like,
But
what the fuck is
that
Yo
one
Yo?
was good though. That one was actually good.
Yeah, it was alright, but it was just like at that time I was slowly getting away from the reality shows because everybody was just doing reality shows and shit. I'm just like, okay,
Right.
yeah, but anyway. So yeah, man, like he's been doing things like behind the scenes, like he's been radio and everything like that too, um, working with NFTs. And so fast forward to I think it was like last year, it was announced that Third Base got back together and they were trying to do some shows and everything like that too. And next thing you know, I was on Instagram a couple weeks ago, and it just said that MC Serch is coming out with an EP with Apathy. Now, Apathy, for those who don't know, he came from the army of the pharaohs and demigods and everything like that too. I don't be real. I'm not like I know some about some of his stuff and everything like that too. I'm not like the biggest expert on this shit, but he does some good he does some good shit here and there and everything like that too. I know if you guys are familiar with the whole Baby Grande records with people like Jedi Mind Tricks, Styles of Beyond and stuff like that too. You'll be more familiar with that. I mean, he dropped his first solo album, Eastern Philosophy, '06. '09, Won the Struggle. Then 2011, he dropped Honky Kong. He's
Honky
been dropping.
Kong is like his best album to me.
Okay, it's his best. Okay, I'm gonna definitely check that out
Yeah.
and everything like that too. Oh wow, he does have a good amount of features on this album. Okay, all right.
Connecticut
So
Casual, that was another good one.
you
You
said
know,
what was another good one?
He's from Connecticut. Connecticut Casual. That was like another album. That was
Oh wow,
after Honky Kong. He dropped that.
I never knew he was from Connecticut. Oh wow.
Yeah. And he's a huge toy collector too. He has like a lot of action figures and stuff.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
All right. So where was I? So yeah. So with that being said, excuse me. Now we're gonna get into the 6 song EP and everything like that too. Like I said, it's not gonna be too long and shit. Pause. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're gonna get started with the first song, which is pretty much the intro, which is like him saying thanks and thank you and everything like that too. Nice way to kick off the album. Nice way to kick off the album and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like it definitely reminds me of some shit from the mid 2000s and everything like that too. Cause I remember back in like the mid 2000s, a lot of rappers were trying to rap over like piano beats and everything like that too. Which, cause they weren't really sampling like that. They were just doing piano beats and especially when during the era of like the Kanye's and the Lupe's and everything like that too. Which I didn't mind. I didn't really mind that shit to be real with you, unless if it was dope. And this one was pretty dope too. Serch was doing his thing. I wish I could actually. So yeah, I can do what it do. But this one's a pretty dope song.
This was a great reintroduction for Search and for his diehard day ones and then introducing him to a new generation of fans. He hasn't been out for so long that I felt like this was like the perfect song to reintroduce, who he is and what he stood for and third base and the solo stuff and having a lighthearted type of track, with the pianos and the beat and the things that he's saying on here, hip hop saved my life and you saved me. You ain't gotta thank me. Truth is I would have done it for free. Mentioning Nas and OC and MF Doom, people that he helped in the industry and all of them are like hip hop legends now, you know what I'm saying? And I like how he started the EP off with this. This really should be the single. I don't know if it's the single, it should be the single. And this is the way that you reintroduce yourself now again and you let the young generation get to know who you are. with a song like this. So this is like one of my favorites on here.
Yeah, I've been having this song on repeat nonstop and everything like that too. I just love that sound, that production.
Yeah,
I'm always a sucker for piano beats and hip hop and everything. I'm always a
yeah.
sucker for that shit.
I mean, it reminds me of
Like it
like
can't all.
it's lighthearted, but it also it's like if you think of like lighthearted tracks from like the Beatles and Billy Joel and shit, it's like
Oh yeah.
in that realm. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because I was just thinking about that song by Exhibit, The Foundation,
Yeah,
which actually uses a Billy Joel Stranger album.
right.
I love the way how Muggs flipped that shit because it always boggles my mind that Muggs did that beat, The Foundation and shit, because it don't sound like anything Muggs would have done at that time.
Exactly.
Like that was fresh off like Temples of Boom,
Uh-huh.
um, House of House of Pain's last album. Which I feel like that's their best album in my opinion.
Love it.
I forgot the name of it at the moment.
You talking about the second one?
Yeah, man. No, I'm talking about the House of Pain last album, the one with
Oh, that
strictly
was
hip
like
hop and everything.
the last shall be first or something like that.
Yeah, that weird Lord of the Rings title and
Yeah,
shit. I'm just like, okay, these niggas doing too much. I'm like, okay, niggas, alright.
right.
I swear, niggas always really look. Sounds so fucking deep and shit. I'm like, okay, nigga, just play the music and shit. Let me stop. But yeah, I do fuck with this song and shit. Then we're gonna get into track number two, The Builder. Self-explanatory and everything like that too. Just pretty much motherfuckers plotting everything. Search on his braggadocio kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? This one and the previous song, I kind of wish was a tad bit longer, and everything in terms of songs though. In terms of songs, I wish it was a tad bit longer, but I'm good with what it is and everything.
I loved it. The beat, the had like a real quirky type of beat. Apathy did his thing on here. When he said, nothing wrong with being sensible. It's not the strong survives. It's the flex and triple OG shit that I'm sending you. And maybe you have a YG you can send this to. But he was like throwing shots at like YG and the younger generation and some of these artists. But I think Apathy and Search was a great combo.
I agree too. Like if this sounds like something that could have been put out like years ago and shit.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I wonder if Apathy held on to these beats. If he made these beats like in the mid to late 2000s, the early 2010s. Cause I don't know, something about these beats had that
yeah,
nostalgic kind of feel to it.
yeah.
Alright. So next time we're gonna go into Jesus Christ, Air It Out featuring Nems. Probably my favorite track on the album and everything like that too. This one he was just going in on the mic and everything. Love that fucking beat that he used and everything like that too. Definitely a very jazzy, boom bapish kind of beat. Serch was definitely doing his thing on this one and everything like that too. Nems did his thing too, so yeah, I fuck with it.
This one has like a Middle Eastern sound to it. Very 2000ish Middle Eastern type of beat. Man, Nems to me was a star of this track. I love Nems. I love his lyrics. He said, I don't give a fuck who you are. Give a fuck who you can go get. I'll beat the shit out of you. Bust your whole shit. Let's play Russian roulette with the full clip. You and your fucking mother can suck my whole dick. Loved his aggressiveness, Coney Island. That's that Coney Island aggressive shit that he always brings. And it was fire. Like he definitely. I like to see Search, collaborate with like the newer MCs like a Nems or Apathy. So this was dope.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you about that, fam. Alright. Um Now my second favorite track on this album, Question. Now, pretty much we've seen this concept before in so many hip hop songs.
Right.
Most famous example, Jada Kiss is Why. But I'm also gonna talk about Tribe Called Quest, What from Low End Theory, Most Def's Questions. Um Hell, even Jadakiss did the concept again on What If, which I feel like is a better song than Why. I like Why, but I'm kind of burnt out by Why. And plus, Jadakiss has some stupid ass questions on Why and shit. That's some stupid ass question like, why is Jada Kiss as hard as it gets? I'm like, what? And then you're gonna have enough to have that fuck Bush and shit. Trying to make it a political song. Let me stop. Let me
Right.
stop. But this one was pretty dope. I love this. Search sounds so relaxed on this track right here too. You know what I'm saying? So I fuck with it.
There's a lot of things going on this record. I think this is the best record on the whole EP. Um, the
Facts.
when this record starts off, you have Boldy James of all people is on here. I didn't know Bold. I'm assuming Search discovered Boldy James because he mentioned something about I love you, Boldy James. My phone is always on. You can call me anytime. Boldy James starts off the record and he's speaking, and you have um you have Search talking about a lot of things, and some of these things he mentioned on the Math Hoffa when he was on the Math Hoffa podcast. I think that was like last year, and he was talking about, and this is before
Yeah.
he reconnected with Pete Nice, and he was talking about when he was with Third Base and his mom, who had passed away in '97. Before she passed away, like his mom would always teach him about his royalties and the money that he deserves to get, and she was hands on with his finances as an artist. He when he told his
Right.
family in '85 that he wasn't going to college, he was going to do hip hop as a full time job, and he talked about that. He talked about paying his mom back with interest, and so that I was surprised about because I didn't know he had anything to do with Boldy. Boldy James been out for like over 15 years already. I didn't know he had anything to do with Boldy James' career until now. And he said something. He said I took care of you just like I took care of Nas. Make sure I cross my eyes and dot my make sure I cross my T's and dot my I's. So proud of you, Boldy James. I love you, King. My phone is always on. You can ask me anything. And we have at the end of the song we have Ice Cube who says if it wasn't for Sam Sever, he would have never worked with the Bomb Squad for America's Most Wanted. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Sam Sever was connected to Third Base and Def Jam, and we have Pete Nice also is on the song, and jokingly he's saying, I got a question for you, Serch. Why are you such an asshole, B? You know what I'm saying? So I thought this was like the best song on the whole thing, just to have Ice Cube come talk about, well, if it wasn't for Sam Sever, he would have never done America's Most Wanted with the Bomb Squad. That was the connection, and
Because
having Pete Nice back in the mix, and having him on at the end of the song, and having Boldy James started off, and a lot of people are going to say, oh well, I didn't know Boldy James was connected to MC Search. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? And you see, Boldy James is one of the best that's doing it right now in this era. And
facts.
this was like a reflection of like of Michael of MC Search as a person and then as an artist, and the things he went through in the industry, and how his mom looked after his finances for him, and this was great. This was a great record.
Third base producers to do the album because at first he wanted Dr. Dre,
Yeah.
but we all know Jerry Heller vetoed that. Then he
Right.
wanted to get people like EPMD, third base production and stuff like that too. So and he actually talked about that when he did that 30th anniversary podcast on America's Most Wanted
Hmm.
and everything. Because I always thought he just wanted Dr. Dre on the
Right.
production, which I'm gonna be real with you, and this might be sacrilegious. I'm kind of glad he didn't go with Dre for America's Most Wanted because it wouldn't make sense. You got kicked out of NWA, you still had Dr. Dre producing your shit. It wouldn't really make sense and everything because technically it will still be on the NWA tree and everything, where the Bomb Squad just captured his emotion,
Right.
the anger, and everything. Because I always say like the Bomb Squad's production was like the Phil Spector production of hip hop, that Wallace sound and stuff like that too. And with how Ice Cube was going ham on like tracks like Nigga You Love to Hate, Rolling with the Lynch Mob, the title track, and Endangered Species.
Right.
And then you want to throw in the Kill at Will EP and stuff like that too. And then of course NWA they had the Niggas for Life production, and Dre already found his sound with that one, but that's another story for a different day. But speaking of third base, you ever heard that affiliated group they had, Downtown Science? Remember that group?
No, I don't. I don't remember.
Oh man, I gotta send you that shit. They had that one album that came out in 1990. They had that one song they used the sample Redman used for Bob Your Head to This on
Uh-huh.
your favorite album. There's the Dark Side
Yeah,
and
Bobby.
shit too.
That's why that means it. It doesn't make sense. It all makes sense to me.
But yeah, I'm gonna send you that album though. That album is
Yeah.
fire though. But anyway, after questions and everything, we are at the playbook, which again, on some building kind of shit, grinding kind of shit, and everything like that too. Another one of my favorite songs on this album is shit.
This was probably the third best song on here because he's talking about
Yes.
as a he talking about finances. He's talking about a, a lot of these artists now, what these artists should be doing and not doing. And in the beginning of the record, he's saying, I can't stand a hustler talking big game, wasting time, using terms of slang, bro. Just land the plane. And then at the end of the song, he's talking about in your 20s you learn, in your 30s you turn, in your 40s you earn, in your 50s you return. Follow these rules, you'll have mad cash to break up. If not, you'll be working until your days up. Let your passion be your purpose be your profession. You'll never work a day in your life. End the lesson. So he's giving these artists game right now of what to do and what not to do. And if anybody that knows the business and went through bullshit with the labels and groups and going solo, and it's Search. He's the perfect guy to get advice from. So I love the way that he ended the EP like this.
And let's be real about Search. I feel like Search is one of the main ingredients why Nas is the businessman he is today.
Yep.
Let's just keep it a buck.
Yep.
'Cause I know people have their issues why he don't give him the publishing for his like first for Illmatic or the first two albums and shit like that. But look at Nas now. He's doing shit with casinos. He has his own label and
Right.
stuff like that. He's making his own bread
Yep.
and shit. So yeah, man. Like even though it would be nice if I don't know if he's still got the production credits, the royalties to that now. I don't know if he still got the royalties to that now, but it is what it is and shit. You know what I'm saying? But just a little thought, that a little food of thought and shit.
Right.
Um, yeah, man. And the last track, outro. Now, this track threw me off guard because if you guys recognize that sample, that's Phaso with the Riding High sample. Now, the reason why I mentioned this sample because OC, which you also Search also gave a shout out on the song, he used that same sample for the Word Life out for that outro and everything like that too. Which honestly, controversial opinion, I feel like that's the best usage of that sample and everything. Way better than EPMD's Please Listen to My Demo. Even though I love Please Listen to My Demo
Really?
by
Wow.
that song.
Really?
Yeah, cause
You prefer the
well, you
OC
don't like
version?
Please Listen?
Yeah, EPMD one is a classic
Yeah,
though. I love the EPMD joint.
Yes, the EPMD Please Listen to My Demo. I love the way how he flipped that sample, but
Uh,
the way how OC flipped it, kind of spit up the tempo, made it more dusty, the drums and stuff like that too. I don't know what it is though, but when I think Phaso, when people use that Phaso sample, and niggas have used that Phaso sample, I always think OC first, then
right.
EPMD.
Right.
EPMD, they slow the tempo down and everything like that too. It fit more with Eric Sermon's lazy kind of
What
flow and everything like that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What about Jermaine Dupri when he used it for Crisscross?
Ooh, now you really digging in the craze for that. That might be my third favorite time. And you know what's crazy?
Uh,
That's my favorite Chris Cross album. That last Young Rich and Dangerous album.
right.
That's their best fucking album.
That is
Fuck
not
that The
the
Bomb album.
it was
Fuck The
alright.
Bomb and shit.
It was okay.
It
I
was
love
alright.
the bomb is to me that's
It
their
was
best.
alright.
It was okay.
That last Chris Cross album had some of Jermaine Dupri's best production.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it
That's just
did.
you saying that.
Yes,
That's just
it
you
fucking
feeling like
did. You said
some of his
what?
best. Some of his best production is R&B shit. It's on Mariah's album and
Yeah.
Usher and all that.
Oh yeah. I'm not lying on that. But if you want to talk hip hop, give me Life in 1472 and that Chris
Yeah.
Cross album.
I love that first album with him.
And mind you, Jermaine wrote some of his shit.
Right.
I didn't hear Diddy writing any of his shit on Way Out. It was mostly
Well,
Jadakiss and
we know that
Black
Diddy
Rob and
is.
all them.
We know what Diddy
You
is.
said what?
We know what Diddy is and what he's not. So
Well, okay, but anyway, yeah, I like the way how Serch did that. I think he did that as a way to pay homage to that shit. Cause he
yeah.
mentioned OC, he mentioned Word Life, classic hip hop album, and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yeah, he did give a
cool.
shout out to PMD first though. You know what I'm
He did,
saying?
yes.
And then he mentioned OC and I love OC and that's Word Life. I love all y'all, but this is good night. That's how he ended the outro and yeah, it was dope for him to rap over to listen to please listen to my demo join and he said the EP it just felt right making it and he said stop hating is enough already. If you're not spreading love, then you're dead already. And it sounded like he was freestyling it. This didn't sound like he was writing it. It sounded like all freestyle and a great intro, a great outro. I loved it.
I definitely love this too. Um, hold on one second, Brian. Hold on one second. Ooh, man, I just get when we talk hip hop like this, I just get chills, man. Like, I just get chill when we talk hip hop like this and shit. But anyway, this is actually a dope ass EP. It really caught me off guard and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? Um, Definitely fuck with the production, the boom bap piano production, which I fucking love. I'm always a sucker for that. The same way I'm a sucker for G funk synthesizers and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? Um, my only gripe, I just wish it was maybe he just added two more songs and shit like that, a few more songs, cause I feel like once it got good, and once it got really good, it's like yeah, we're done. I'm like nigga, you been out the game for like 30 years, man. You should
Right,
have more shit and
right.
stuff like that too, you know. But yeah, I do fuck with it. I'm gonna give it as a 5 out of 5 for the EP and shit. I do fuck with this shit.
I love it. I think he chose he chose a very underrated MC slash producer to do this with, and the reintroduction, starting it off with Thanks Search and you know, basically talking about things that's been going on with them for the last 30 plus years and the fallout with Pete Nice and reuniting and having Pete Nice actually on the EP with him and the collabs on here with Nems and with Apathy and you get the guest cameos from Ice Cube and Boldy James and I thought it was dope. I thought it was a dope EP. The production was fire. Search he still have it lyrically. You know, I didn't mind the 6 songs. I mean, it is an EP. It's gonna be a short project, and maybe he has an album coming out later. Maybe he's just testing the waters to see, you know, who likes it and what he can do differently. I don't know. Maybe he just feel like this is it. This is what I'm just putting this out, and maybe we'll do a third base, tour for their anniversary. So I liked it all the way. I'm gonna definitely give it 4.5. Thanks Search was that needs to be a single. Questions, the playbook, even the Nems joint, air it out. We're all fired.
Right. Definitely feel you on that. Now, you said you had a certain surprise. And shit, I don't. Damn, 10 people are watching this shit? Damn, okay. What's up,
Speaking of
everybody?
third
Shit.
base, like I love third base. I grew up listening to third base from the Cactus album and Cactus Revisited. Derek's a Dialect. I remember going to get that at the Wiz back in the day on cassette. And I just happened to be
Yeah.
going to the record store, a certain record store that I go to. And, the homie Darrell D. Shout out to Darrell D. He's a great hip hop historian. He has his own YouTube channel. Follow him. Great DJ. And he was visiting New York, and we hit up this record spot. Same day we hit up the record spot, we met Scoop Lover from Big Daddy Kane, his dancers. We met Scoop Lover
Ooh.
in the neighborhood. Shout out to Scoop. And I was in the record store and looking at vinyl, looking at tapes. And I came across an album that I used to have on tape back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And this was like a part of like my OG tape collection in the 90s. And I was like, yo, how ironic we talking about third base, and I just happened to pick up, there looks a dialect on cassette.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. But I want to tell people something because this record store, I'm not gonna call them out because I do go to this record store. Their tape collection has both the retail tapes and bootleg tapes, right? And they're selling they're selling some of these tapes for like 10, 15, $20. And they're not all the original OG retail. Some of these tapes are bootleg. So for the new collectors out there, I know a lot of these young kids now like back into, the CD craze is back again. Kids are buying CDs and tapes and vinyl. When you go to the record store and if you buy a tape, I need people to check the tape before they buy it. Go to the record store, check the tape, open the case, look at the actual booklet. If there's no booklet, if all of this is all blank, that's a bootleg. Okay? There's a lot of albums that they had on tape in there, like, they had Heavy D and the Boys, Peaceful Journey. When I looked at the booklet, the shit was blank. The OG copy is not blank.
Oh my god.
Okay? Because I had the OG copy on cassette back in '91. Okay? They had tapes, the Madonna Dick Tracy soundtrack. I had that on tape back in the day. When I looked in the booklet, it was blank. Nothing. There was nothing there. And they're selling these tapes for like 15, $20. Do not buy the bootleg and think that's the real thing. It's not. You know what I'm saying? You gotta check the cassettes. Okay? This is the OG copy. Right? If you can't see no album credits or pictures, it's not the OG. You know what I'm saying? And this was $15. But I didn't mind paying 15 because originally when this came out in '91, I bought this for like 9.98 at the Wiz. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, yo, I had to get it. This is my it was in my OG collection. I'm like, yo, I gotta pick it up. I'm buying tapes again. I gotta pick up. There's certain ones that I'm gonna get. You know what I'm saying? But they were selling some bootleg tapes there. And I think people need to know, like, when you go to these record stores and you all want to buy tapes, make sure it's the OG copy. Check the tapes, even check the cassette because a lot they might have the cassette with the real booklet and it might be the bootleg tape. Check the cassette. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to put that out there. But I came upon this record again. It was meant for me to have it again. I said, yo, I gotta get this because this was in my OG collection back in the '90s. So I finally got it. Five Mike Classic. This is my favorite third bass album. There's others. I got more, but I'm gonna save that for the video.
That's some dope words of wisdom right there for collectors.
Yeah, they need to know. But I do have more. There's more tapes that I got. I'm gonna save that for the video tomorrow. I'm gonna drop a video of some other new stuff that I got, and it has some tapes in that too.
Got you. Okay, okay. But yeah, man. I still got that shit on CD and stuff like that too. So I don't play about that album. That I was even surprised I found it on CD. I don't remember where I found it at. To be real.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of collecting, I think it's the best time to announce that the collection video is going to be in December. I'm actually thinking about doing a Christmas collection video,
Dope.
which I never thought I actually done before and stuff like that too. Cause I'm gonna be real with you, I might not start collecting till I go to Atlanta next month and stuff like that too. And I always find some good shit at ATL. Shout out to the ATL, by the way,
Right.
and everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to see Guns N' Roses. That's my goal. Trying to see Guns N' Roses. I missed the Raleigh show because motherfuckers want to play with my time and shit. But that's another story for a different day. So yeah, man, I can't wait till September's gonna be a busy month for me. September and October gonna be very busy. So, whew, I gotta brace myself for that. And then y'all know November's my birthday and shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Axel's gonna be there. He's gonna be there.
You gonna be there with Guns
He
N'
was.
Roses?
You said what?
Is he gonna be there with the group?
Yeah. Why
Really?
not?
So they made up.
Yeah, they've been made up.
Okay.
They've been made up. Cause he was in the Raleigh show. I saw some of the Raleigh show on social media. That shit was fire.
Right.
Mm. Other than that, what it's 8 o'clock right now. What you got going on for next week?
Next week I'm dropping like it's like maybe 3 or 4 unboxing videos. I'm trying to space it out. I don't want to drop it every day. So I didn't drop nothing today. Tomorrow is gonna be the hip hop collectibles video with I got some more tapes in the mail, some
Ooh.
hip hop figures and some comics. And then next week I'm gonna drop like two, maybe two next week, and then the third one after that, week after that. A lot of shit coming up though. There's a lot of great things coming up. So
You just a busy man lately. Look at you.
yeah, man, it's long overdue.
Nah, I feel I ain't mad at that though. Look at you. Get your business and shit. Um, yeah, I know I'm finishing up the CD recap video and stuff like that too. So hopefully I can drop that sometime this weekend or next week. Um, I know this Sunday I'm trying to do the top project guest verses. That's gonna be an interesting one. Y'all do not want to miss that video
Yeah.
and everything like that too. Cause I gotta give love to my Scorpio brother. Rest in peace.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Also, I do plan on doing some more reviews in the future. I'm finishing up the Rolling Stones part two of this discography breakdown. I'm trying to do that sometime this weekend. But this weekend they got me working till 10 o'clock, and then I got invited to this reggae thing. So who knows if I'm gonna do that tomorrow or Saturday? Probably Saturday night the latest. I'm gonna probably do a late night video because I know y'all niggas are gonna be up and shit like that too. If y'all can stay up for try shit, y'all can stay up for my shit
And
and
we
everything.
ain't doing
Cause
we ain't doing
try
7 hours no more. Fuck no. Hell no, I ain't doing that no more. 2 hours the most. I ain't going
man,
over 3. You know what I'm saying?
see now you know why I be cooking and on my streams and now you know why I be cooking on my streams and shit. Cause,
Nah, I ain't doing that shit. Fuck
'cause when
that.
I saw that nigga. When I saw that nigga doing them Jerry Lee Lewis telethon streams and shit.
No. It's not going over midnight no more. It has if it has to be a special stream for it to go over midnight. I ain't doing over midnight no more. So if I start at 8, it's gonna
I
end
got
by 11 or 10:30. I ain't going over midnight no more.
I feel you though. I feel you. But yeah, man. So I got Prodigy Guest Versus. I got the Rolling Stones discography breakdown. I got a few more surprises. I'm gonna come out with. I was thinking about another discography breakdown, but I'm not gonna say it online. I'm gonna text it to you
Okay.
right now. I'm texting it to you right now. I don't know if you're a big fan of this artist though, but I'm
Oh
on
yeah.
some experimental kind of shit.
God.
You said what?
No, go ahead. I want to see.
I just texted you.
I have like one of her albums. I have one of her
I
albums.
figured.
Yeah.
I, 'Kay, I know. since that certain music mogul died
Yeah.
recently, I was thinking to myself, let me introduce y'all to this artist, reintroduce it, because
Hmm.
this artist don't get talked about a lot, and I've been seeing a lot of her videos on YouTube and social media reels lately. And I'm thinking to myself, since this music mogul died and everything, and this artist did come out from that music mogul. Let me. I feel like it's just right,
Right.
and I know people might think that they might know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say it out loud because people always want to talk about a certain other singer, which I love that certain singer. You guys know I love that certain singer, but I feel like the artist I want to do the discography breakdown on, um, kind of laid the blueprint in my opinion, but
Hmm.
it's a controversial take. So that's why I
Right.
feel like it's very appropriate. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I might want to do it next week. I don't give a fuck who likes it or not. I want to give respect to this artist and shit. And if you want to join, try. You can
Right.
join.
Okay.
Um,
You might join in for that one album because I haven't listened to a lot of her stuff. So
okay. Um, I know Ashley's been so busy lately and stuff like that too. I don't know. I'm gonna see if Mike is also down because Mike loves R&B. Shout out to Mike. We did that dope ass Zapp and Roger discography breakdown.
right.
Um, that shit was dope and stuff like that too. I'm trying to do like a lot more funk artists, black artists, and
Right.
stuff like that for these big breakdowns and shit. Cause I don't want to do like the known motherfuckers and shit. I want to do people who are kind of under the radar. Like that Ohio Players breakdown we did months ago, kind of
Yeah, that was
broadened
great.
my horizons and shit. Cause that might be my favorite discography breakdown we done next to the Luther Vandross one. To
Right.
be real with you, cause that Luther one, whew,
That looking was
that
great.
Luther one was iconic too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sam is still talking about that one and shit. But yeah, for this one, fuck it. I want to do it next week, and I'm gonna talk about I'm gonna review the artist momentarily and stuff like that, cause I've been on a vibe lately with this artist, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. And you know what? Fuck it. The music mogul I'm talking about is Clive Davis. Fuck it,
Right.
cause that's like the most recent music mogul that passed away recently and
Right.
shit. So it's not it's not like God forbid I'm talking about like Barry Gordy and shit. Knock on wood and shit. But yeah. So also, I know y'all talking about y'all want more hip hop content. Producer tier list is gonna be on the way soon too. I'm thinking RZA for producer tier.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
thinking
Gotta do
RZA.
that.
But here's the thing with RZA, it's like it's going to be mostly Wu shit, but with other artists too, it's like because he's also a one beat wonder for some artists too. That's the thing.
Right.
If not RZA, then if not RZA next, then maybe Sermon, Eric Sermon.
Yeah,
Because
that's a good one.
yeah, Eric Sermon, he might be the safe bet. Because RZA, that's gonna be kind of controversial. I'm a huge RZA fan, but I'm an honest RZA head too. Because
Right.
after a certain time, some of RZA's shit kind of got a little hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
And at one point, the affiliates was kind of taking over that Wu sound after a while. But
Yeah.
that's all I got. That's all I'm gonna say for right now. Because you don't know niggas watching and shit and
Right.
everything. So, anything you want to say before we head out?
It's great. Great review we did today.
Yeah, great review, dope ass pickup you just done and
Yeah.
everything. And like I said, I might do a Christmas collection video. So might be maybe I'm not gonna do it on Christmas Eve. Fuck that. Probably like the week before Christmas or some shit. But thank y'all so much for watching and shit like that. I'm about to get some shit done. In case y'all missed it, we just talked about MC Search's EP Millions to Zeros. It's millions of zeros, excuse
Yeah.
me. And shit. He needs to drop it
Oh
on
yeah.
this shit.
For sure.
But yeah, appreciate the try as usual, and I'll see y'all motherfuckers later.
All
Peace.
right. Peace.